Hey Wayfarers, it's just Jeremiah here at the Palm Springs Aerial Transit Chino Canyon Station. I'm just basically going to walk down 4 miles. Someone will pick me up. This thumb, this beard, my backpack. Yeah, they'll love me. And I'm going to make it to Palm Springs. And I'm going to go get a bunch of stuff I hid in a bush by Walmart. And I'm going to go over to that truck stop and get another shower. And then I'm going to set up camp and either decide on taking advantage of the weekend to panhandle, or, which I'm sure that'll be what I need to do. I need to build my supplies up a little bit more. And also, since I passed the cold weather test, I'm going to go to Minnesota to visit my mom. So next Tuesday, today's Thursday, I'm going to buy the flight when they're at their cheapest. And I'm going to fly into Minnesota and visit my mom, and I can't wait. But until then, I want to rush down to Slab City still. So what I need to do is figure out whether I think I'll take advantage of tomorrow, but whether I want to do Sunday as well. Before running down to Slab City, I'd love to do Death Valley and so many other places. So I'm going to have to return, work my way north with the weather. But that's me. That's what I'm going to do. I thought I'd maybe share a little bit about my personal life, you know. A lot of you know me, and some of you don't. So yeah, my name's Jeremiah. I'm the youngest of two siblings. My sister was born 7 years before me, and my brother 13 years before me. They were both born in Connecticut like the rest of my family. My mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, my aunts and uncles, everyone over in Hartford, Connecticut. They grew up in Wethersfield, Connecticut. But they moved to Tennessee right before I was born. And I was born near the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. I was born in Knoxville, Tennessee. We lived in a small town called Luttrell. Now, we were very, very, very poor. Now, I'm not really positive, but I'm pretty sure that we lived in like a pop-up camper when I was just a newborn. So that's one of those things that like you carry behind your truck, and it's all low profile so it doesn't cut the wind, and it pops up into something. Well, there's a whole family living in that. So yeah, some humble beginnings. But you know, we grew up loving the outdoors. My father would take us, he was the Boy Scout master, he would take us, everyone, on trips and stuff. I was only 3 when my parents split, but you know, I guess they would always go to this spot called the Y in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, and they'd go jumping, cliff jumping and swimming, and bring all the kids from the town and everyone they could squeeze into the car or the truck or whatever. And when I was 3, I went running full speed, jumped in the water, and just started floating down, and my dad had to run and save me. Which is funny because, you know, I'm a free diver now, but yeah, my fear of water actually existed. When I was young, you'll never believe it, but I was the last one in the pool in first grade swimming class. So when my parents divorced when I was 3, my dad moved to Florida and became a traveling surfing artist, hippie kind of guy without the hippie. He just surfed and traveled, and it always inspired me. He had next to nothing, and he never cared. And my mom brought us to Pennsylvania, where I grew up. I had the pleasure of growing up along the Appalachian Trail. When I was like 6, we moved less than 1/8 of a mile from the trail, and I'll never forget my grandparents telling me that when I went to that trail, that Jeremiah, that trail goes 1,100 miles that way and 1,100 miles that way. Just knowing that this trail, from a kid's imagination, would just go anywhere, you know, blew my mind. I thought it was fantastic. I was always on that. You know, I'd be like, not even 10, and I'd be like on a 8-mile round trip up to the top of the mountain, hanging out with all the bearded backpackers that look just like I do now. By myself, no lie. I'd drag up all the other kids when I could, but not always could I bring that many people or even anyone. People would back out, just like today. You know, people are very focused on their phones now. They had no excuse back then. A lot of them went up there. I spent all the time on the Appalachian Trail, exploring the small creek, the Conner de Gwinnett, and it was a great way to live. My mom, she was a big fan of television. She brought us, and we did stuff now and then, but she wasn't very active, so it wasn't on the active end of things. And I ended up just not watching TV, and I really didn't have many like controls or, you know, I could just do whatever. So I'd be off for 12 hours a day every day in the summer, just disappearing in the woods and the creek and building tree forts and all that. But I figure that's enough for now. Maybe I'll talk some more about that type of stuff. I just wanted to share about my background. You know, Central Pennsylvania was great. I never had any memories from Tennessee that I retained really. But I made it back to Tennessee, and I'll talk more about that as part of my journey. And for now, I'll let you go. Thanks for listening. And again, as I like to say, thanks again for watching to the very end. Let's get outside, do some stuff. Tell me about it in the comments, please. Take care.